Hello, Artlings. Today, something Gothic this way comes. Hello, Artlings. This is Melanie Gruby with Creative Magic. And around here, we're all about all things art. That deep part of us that wants to sing out. So step into the Magic Circle Studios, home of the all-powerful muse, and now your home. And it's October 1st. It's been a crazy week around here. And I want to present a couple things to you today. I really had planned to just present the newest segment of the series of Carnival of the Animals, and that is Wild Donkeys. And I'm also now presenting you also something I did just last night for Inktober, so I'll show you that first. But you know, it all works together, so let me tell you. Wild Donkeys. And when I went to illustrate this part of the Carnival of the Animals by Saint-Saëns, I didn't really relate to this, and I was like, why, it's clearly in the music, it sounds like a herd of, I thought maybe horses, but it's wild donkeys that are running around, and you just can't deny it. That's what it sounds like. I can't choose some other animal to illustrate. I have to do what this calls for. So I tried to think about, what do I know about them? I looked at some pictures of them just to make sure I had it. I'm more used to illustrating horses. I grew up with horses. And they're beautiful and so much fun to illustrate, but donkeys? So I said, okay, so what do we got here? And as I listened to music, well, then I could understand it more, and I started to realize, especially as we get to today, that it's like all these drives and instincts and distractions running me around, and I'm just going with this herd of influences. And so I did end up here in front of this video camera shooting this today, and it's got to be a one take. I can't go back and redo it. So let's get to it. So one of the big distractions this time was Inktober. I realized yesterday, which was October 1st, that I wanted to. Okay, the cat wants to go out. Is his classic cat move right in the middle of the video. He'll have to figure it out for himself, though. Oh, there he goes. He got the door open. Yay! He is a black cat. Right in with the theme of October. So, Inktober. I have been wanting to do this since last November when I discovered Inktober, which is a month of ink illustrations, and illustrators and artists are putting up their ink creations all month long. You can get in on it. You post it to a blog, Facebook, Twitter. That's where I first saw it and posted to, and also to my blog, so you gotta check out my blog, which is melaniegruby.wordpress.com. I think it's .com. So anyways, back to Inktober. I like to work in ink, as you know. So I have been wanting to do it. Yesterday, October, it's Inktober. I see on Twitter. I'm like, no, I wanted to do this. So last night, about 8 o'clock, 8:30, I started working on it. Got one done. It's not finished, but it's good enough for Inktober, and I'll finish it later. And I like it. And it just happens to be in the Halloween, October, Gothic theme. So I'll show you that one first. Okay? Just a moment. And here we have Gothic A-a-a-and. And it's our friendly, charming, toothy gentleman there. And he's got his ethereal muse happening, or love interest. And there you go. It's a little bit dark and a little bit typical of how it goes sometimes in relationships. And you know, wild horses couldn't drag me away, but wild donkeys, yeah, that's different. So I just realized this morning that there is a relationship I had with a donkey once, not like that kind of relationship, but I was in 4th grade, and I'm coming home, walking home with a friend, And we're cutting through this acreage. You see, I lived in a rural area where there was lots of acreage, and people's houses were never on anything small plots. They were big plots. They had animals, lots of different kinds of animals. And so we're climbing through this wood fence, and it's probably a good 4 feet tall. But we can climb between the slats, the rails. So we've just climbed through. We're starting to cross on the property. And this donkey, it's a huge thing. You wouldn't think a donkey would be scared. Well, he looked at us like, you are not welcome here, and he started to charge. And my friend and I both like took off running back to that fence, and apparently I hopped over it. And I had no idea I hopped over it. My friend's climbing through, and she gets out, she goes, "How did you do that?" And I was like, "What?" She goes, you jumped over the fence." And I'm like, "Well, I was afraid. I had to get away from that donkey." And the story is about the power of belief, because when we don't believe we can do something, we don't do it. But if we just believe or have to believe, guess what? We can do it. Even the things that logically we shouldn't be able to do. So that's my story, and check out my Wild Donkeys for the Carnival of the Animals by Camille Saint-Saëns. And here we go, the Wild Donkeys. And we have a few running around here, kicking up some dust, going in many directions, but as a group. Who's the leader? It isn't really clear. Of the one in the front there, though, he might be in charge, but he's having second thoughts about which direction he wants to go. And there you have it, the Wild Donkeys. So if you create something for Inktober, tell us in the comments below and post it somewhere. Blog, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And if you have had an experience with believing and not believing and realizing its power, then tell us about that too, right below in the comments. And thank you for joining us today. Oh, I'm so glad. And what else? Oh, don't be afraid to spill a little paint. Okay, see you next week. Bye. Then, yeah, what are you dressing up as for Halloween? Want me to show you? Yeah. Okay, can you help me? Yeah. Oh, hold on. Don't rush. I am a minion! Nice.